She was a stray, picked off the street because scientists believed strays already knew how to survive on nothing. Within days, she had a name, a harness, and a seat on a rocket that was never built to bring her home. For 4 decades, the country that launched her told the world she died peacefully, days into her flight, drifting off before the oxygen ran out. That was a lie, and the people who built the mission knew it from the very first orbit. Stay to the end, because the truth, when a scientist finally told in 1998, came with an apology nobody in that program had ever been allowed to give. On October 4th, 1957, the Soviet Union launched Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite, and stunned the world. Nikita Khrushchev wanted a second triumph. Time for the 40th anniversary of the Russian Revolution, just 1 month later. There was no time to design a spacecraft capable of bringing anything back alive. Engineers were given roughly 4 weeks to build Sputnik 2 from scratch. A living passenger was the point of the mission, proof that a body could survive the trip to orbit. Getting that passenger home again was never part of the plan. Soviet space medicine had been testing dogs on suborbital rocket flights for years, and its scientists preferred strays over pets, believing animals that had already survived on Moscow streets could handle hunger, cold, and confinement better than any pampered lab animal. A calm, small stray was chosen and nicknamed Laika, Russian for Barker. Before launch, one of the scientists who trained her, Vladimir Yazdovsky, reportedly took her home to play with his children, admitting years later that he wanted her to have at least a few good days. Laika was sealed into a padded, pressurized capsule fitted with sensors, a harness that let her stand, sit, and lie down, and just enough space to move a few inches in any direction. A basic life support system was expected to supply her with air and food for about a week. On launch day, her heart rate reportedly tripled under the stress of liftoff. She survived the ascent into orbit, becoming the first living creature from Earth to circle the planet. The world was told a hero had been born. Soviet media reported that Laika lived for several days aboard Sputnik 2, orbiting Earth, before painlessly running out of oxygen. It was presented as a peaceful, planned ending, and for 40 years, that was the story printed in encyclopedias around the world. Western scientists suspected otherwise almost immediately. Sputnik 2's cabin had no proven thermal control system capable of handling the heat generated by a living body and onboard electronics in direct sunlight. Something, they guessed, had likely gone wrong far sooner than Moscow admitted.
In 1998, and more fully in 2002, Soviet-era scientist Oleg Gazenko, who had helped select and prepare Laika, revealed what really happened. The capsule's cooling system had failed. Laika died from overheating and panic within just a few hours of reaching orbit, not days.
Gazenko had spent decades carrying that knowledge. When he finally spoke, he said plainly that the mission had taught them almost nothing that justified what it cost, and that he regretted it because they had not learned enough from her death to make it worth what happened to her. Laika's flight and the animal missions that followed did teach Soviet engineers real lessons about life support and reentry that shaped every crewed mission afterward, including Yuri Gagarin's flight less than 4 years later, the first time a human safely returned from space. But Laika herself was never meant to be one of those lessons about coming home. She was a test of whether a body could survive the trip up, and no one, at the time, was in any hurry to admit that half the experiment had failed within hours. In 2008, Russia unveiled a small monument near a Moscow military research facility, a dog standing on top of a rocket. It came 51 years after her flight, and 82 years after the country first cheered when the news broke that she'd made it into orbit. Every human being who has ever left Earth's atmosphere and come home owes a debt to a stray dog who was never given the chance to. If stories about the hidden cost behind humanity's biggest leaps stay with you, subscribe.
This is the first in a new series on the strangest true story space exploration has ever produced.